Hey team, I just want to say first of all, you guys are doing a great job, and I'm making another video for you guys. Hopefully this will be a habit out of me. Instead of writing you a bunch of information in the comm log and you can't hear kind of my emotion behind it, and it might be a little bit hard to understand, I'm going to make these videos just so there's clarity, and so that maybe you could have something fun and don't have to be in a meeting, but you can just watch it wherever you are. So here goes. I came to talk to you today about a huge change that's going to affect our housing programs, and that change is this. From now on, youth will be allowed to be left unsupervised at home. I know that's shocking, very shocking. Let me say that again. From now on, youth will be allowed to be left unsupervised at home. And I know that takes you back, and that's really hard to grasp. So let me explain a few things to you in this video. I'm going to explain why the change that we're going to be looking at. I'm going to explain who, and I'm going to explain a little bit of a process of what you might do, a smart process for you to be able to execute this type of plan. So, why? I was in a policy manual training today piece with person who's the head of service delivery, and she explained to me, and I've never heard this before, she explained to me that in youth-centered homes, which we are, youth are allowed to be left unsupervised. And it really took me back because I come from a protective background, and if I was to leave a youth unsupervised, I would be fired. So consequently, I have trained you guys that way, and I guess I was mistaken. So, one of the reasons why is that what they want to shoot for in youth-centered homes is reasonable parenting, okay, or normal parenting. Would you leave a 12 or 13-year-old youth home while you go run errands or while you go do something? Yes. In a normal home, in a normal family situation, you would leave a 12 or 13-year-old and sometimes and absolutely a 14 or 15-year-old at home while you run simple errands or while you go do programming. Now, when that happens, that's putting some trust in the youth that they're able to take responsibility to follow some rules and expectations, like not burning the house down or not letting people in that they're not supposed to let in, or whatever rules that have been laid down for them. Okay, so the other reason why they desire for this to happen is that one of the youth's goals is for them to learn independence. They need to learn how to act when they're alone in the community and when they're at home and be safe. And one of the best places to practice that is in a supported environment like we provide. So whether the youth make mistakes while we're out and they do something wrong, then we address that in a calm way and provide the appropriate consequences, which I talked about in my first video. So I talked about the why. Now let me talk about the who. Who you could leave home is youth that you feel comfortable that they will handle their responsibility. But you don't have to be that comfortable with it, because we do want to allow youth a chance and an opportunity to have some freedom and some independence, and possibly for them to fail. Because when they fail, we can come alongside them, use a teachable moment, and they'll learn. Another principle to think about is if youth cannot be left alone, can't be trusted to be left alone, they probably shouldn't be in our program to begin with. And that's another thing that was talked about in our policy meeting today, which I thought was very interesting. So what do? How do you accomplish this effectively? Well, when you're going to go for an errand, maybe to Walmart, and none of the youth want to go, or maybe you're taking one of the youth and you're leaving 4 back, however it is you set it up, you would leave some instructions for those youth that you're leaving behind. You'd let them know some simple things. Hey, these are my expectations while I'm gone. Make sure you don't make a mess. If you make a mess, clean it up. Make sure that you don't cook anything so that we're not burning the house down. Any other expectations that you have that you want to lay out, obviously remind them to keep their hands to themselves and all those things, all those basic expectations that we'll talk about, and that I actually might talk about in another video here. One more thing to keep in mind is make sure that everything is locked up. So lock everything, make sure all the rooms are secure that need to be secured, especially the lockup and especially the office. Will the kids make mistakes? Sure. But one of the reasons why we're here is to offer them support when they mess up and fail. And hopefully we can teach them some skills that they can utilize in the future so that they can be successful. Okay? So I want you to give it a try. Another thing to keep in mind as well, especially at Ezekiel, and this is something that we may need to do for the Jedediah homes, is that we have cameras on the outside of the building monitoring the front door and the back door. So if we give some instructions that nobody is to be allowed over that doesn't live in our home, then we'll be able to monitor that. We can check back very easily with the times and the dates to find out if anyone has been in the home. And if anyone has been in the home or youth break the trust that they're not able to be home alone, then that privilege can be removed for them for a time that can be left up to our discretion. One more thing that I want to bring up before I conclude this video is they also talked about in the policy meeting today that it's likely that we need to give kids opportunities for them to be able to come back inside when we're gone. So either we're going to have to leave a specific door open, or probably even better, what we need to do is get some keys cut and provide ways for the youth to be able to come into the home. Another option that we could look into in the future is we could look at some kind of coding system that opens the doors, and then when a kid leaves, we could change the code. I know you have tons of questions. I hope this is helpful. I do want you to try this. If you have questions, please post them, and I'll try and answer those questions as soon as I can. And also, and obviously, we will be talking about this further in our next staff meeting. Thanks a lot, you guys. You guys are doing a great job. This is just some tools for your toolbox.